Knives and Skin is a really hard movie to peg down. It has this kind of air like a half-remembered dream, something that kind of flitters away in an ethereal kind of presence. The main story of which it isn't really about that, is about the death of a young girl called Caroline Harper. She disappears at the start of the movie. We see something that leads up to her being left alone in a kind of fragile position, and it's mainly about how this ripple affects out into the community and affects various different people. This is definitely a movie all about femininity and how it affects those kind of people at the different points in their lives, how they're all dealing with various different traumas, and it's all kind of linked to this disappearance and possible death of Caroline Harper. But the movie's not really about Caroline. She's just the catalyst to really dig into these various different peoples. It is very Lynchian in the way that it's presented. It has this strong feeling of similarity between this and Twin Peaks, but without much of the quirk. It really does focus on all these female characters, all at different stages of their lives, all at different stages of maturity or dealing with various different traumas of sorts. And it really does give you an insight into all of these people as they are struggling to deal with their own personal issues. But it's done in a very visceral manner. You have these long transitions that almost weave into each scene. It takes for an age. There is this score that is extremely haunting. There is this unknowing element of what the heck is going to happen next. It is one of the rare occurrences where I've been truly surprised by a movie, truly a little bit afraid by where this thing is going to go next. There is some comedic moments, there are some moments that feel drawn out and take a left turn, and you're never quite sure how we're going to get back to the narrative. That is until you realise that the narrative isn't the important thing. It is the atmosphere, the feeling, the emotions that the characters are going through. There is a slew of male characters in here whose driving force is degradation and minimalisation of the female characters and their urge to just scratch an itch, pretty much, and they're willing to ignore the person and become more objectification of these people. It sounds a little bit heavy, but it's not delivered that way. It's delivered in a very fresh and interesting narrative. The style is definitely there. It is a movie that is going to last long with me because it really kind of under my skin. You know, you go into the movie expecting it to be an almost procedural, finding out what happened to this girl, how did it happen, when in reality, that's not really the issue. You don't need to find out what happened to her. That's not the main crux of the story. It's basically about these females dealing with this situation. And there is several moments of musical interludes within it as the characters start to sing songs. And it never feels flashy. It never feels forced or unnatural or unrealistic. There's not lavish dance numbers. It's just stripped back kind of honesty of feelings of these girls. I was really kind of amazed with Knives and Skin. It was the kind of movie that was not what I was expecting, but something that I truly enjoyed getting into. It's one that I've been thinking about for a couple of days. It's one that I'm going to be thinking about for a lot longer. It has that effect. It may not be one that I rush back to revisit, but it's definitely one that is going to last with me for a long while. I really was interested in this kind of tale. I really was fascinated by these characters. I really was put through the ringer with some of their emotions. I think this is a really terrific movie and definitely worth checking out. I'd love to know your thoughts on the movie. Let me know in the comment box below your thoughts on Knives and Skin, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.